Jannik's doping scandal, Jabeur drops out, Novak shows off the Olympic gold, and Alcaraz goes for 3 in a row. We're getting you ready for a jam-packed 2 weeks in New York. The break starts right now. What's up, everyone? I'm Johnny Ray Diaz, and you're watching The Break. We're nearing the end of day 1 at the US Open, and before we look ahead to the biggest matches scheduled for Tuesday, let's run through the biggest storylines at the final major of the season. First up, Jannik Sinner. The world number 1 is coming off a win in Cincinnati earlier this month, but a recent doping controversy has commanded more media attention. The Italian tested positive for clostebol, a banned steroid, back in March. The failed test was successfully appealed as it was revealed the substance entered Jannik's system via his physio, who was using it to treat a cut on his hand. Still, players and fans are divided as to whether Sinner received preferential treatment in his appeal. He's set to face American Mackie McDonald in the US Open first round on Tuesday. 2022 US Open finalist and 17 seed Ons Jabeur pulled out of the event just days before her first round match, citing a shoulder injury. Now, that same injury forced Ons to pull out of Cincinnati and Washington this summer. We're wishing Ons a speedy recovery. Novak Djokovic arrived at the US Open, showing off some Olympic hardware. The Serb wore his Olympic gold medal to Arthur Ashe Kids Day and even revealed this gold racket bag to commemorate his win in Paris. Former world number 30, Shelby Rogers, announced that the 2024 US Open would be the final tournament of her pro career. Rogers notched wins over world number 1 Ash Barty, Serena Williams, and Elena Rybakina during her career. She'll play 6th seed Jessica Pegula in the US Open first round on Tuesday. Danielle Collins and Dominic Thiem are also making their final appearance at the US Open this year. Carlos Alcaraz is going for 3 majors in a row at the US Open. The Spaniard won Roland Garros and Wimbledon, but said he played the worst match of his career in a shocking opening round loss in Cincinnati just 11 days ago. Now, if Carlos turns things around here in New York, he'd be just the second man in over 50 years to win the last 3 majors of the season. The other man who achieved it, Rafael Nadal in 2010. Now, before we think about the US Open winners, we have to think about these remaining first round matches. Here's who you should be watching on Tuesday. World number 1 Iga Swiatek takes the court against qualifier Kamila Rakimova in the opening round. The Pole has a 21-1 record in major first rounds, and we'll see how she fares in just her 3rd event since Roland Garros. 2-time US Open champion Naomi Osaka faces 10 seed Yelena Ostapenko on Tuesday. Naomi is still looking for a deep run at a big event since making her comeback to pro tennis in January. On the men's side, Alcaraz opens the night session on Ashe as he faces Lee 2 of Australia. And 2023 US Open finalist Daniil Medvedev will face Dusan Lajovic in the first round on Armstrong. Tennis Channel's daily US Open coverage begins at 9 a.m. Eastern Time with TC Live. We'll see you tomorrow.